Hello, everyone. Greetings, greetings, greetings. This is day number 4. It's the 4th of July, and it is day number 4 for the Goliath Within, our 14-day challenge. Welcome, everyone, to the room. I'm so glad that you all are here. And I've been looking at the chats, and I'm telling you, it has been amazing here reading the comments and the thoughts that have really gone into it. And you've really been taking to heart and reflecting upon the questions that have been asked. And I'm so thankful that you're doing it, because I'm not coming on here because just because I was asked, or because I wanted. No, I want to do this. I want to be in this room. I want to see there be some sorry that are needed for some I was trying to go online to make sure that it's showing up where it's supposed to show up, and my phone is talking to me. I'm here because I really want to see that you're making strides to overcome the Goliath within, to overcome those things that attempt to hold you back. And like I said at the very beginning, first thing I shared was this: that an enemy that is exposed is an enemy that's defeated. And that's what we want. We want to defeat that enemy at every pass. We don't want him to win, but we want to overcome. And the way that we overcome is by facing it. What do they call it? Facing the giants. That's exactly what we're doing. Facing the giants, facing them as they show up, and we win. So I'm thankful that you guys are all here. Ladies are here in the room. And I realize that it is July 4th. It is a day that I'm sure that you all have been hanging out, enjoying the weather, and in a little bit probably going outside. If in your area they're going to have some fireworks and all kinds of stuff. I really enjoy fireworks, and it's a great night to get out and enjoy family and friends. So I know that this may be watched on the replay. I get that. But I'm here, and I'm staying on my post. I'm doing what I know I'm supposed to do out here, and I'm going to just do my I told you, no more than 15 minutes. I'm telling you, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be speaking to you from this book. I got to put it directly in front of me. There it is. The Goliath Within. Of course, you see it behind me. But this day, this is day number 4. We're talking about embracing rejection. We're talking about embracing rejection. And in terms of, let me go over here, just checking one more spot. In terms of embracing rejection, we're looking at this. We got to acknowledge the fear of rejection and its impact on your actions. Seek out opportunities where rejection may occur, embrace them, learn from the experience, focusing on personal growth. What do they say? You either you live or you learn. Or I know there's something, it's like you learn from your mistakes or you don't. A lot of times when we feel rejected, we go into a shell and we hide and we lick our wounds. We have a pity party and we try to invite a whole bunch of people to come to our pity party. And what do I mean by that? Every time somebody talks to us, we bring up that thing that made us feel a certain way, whether that rejection that you felt. Or you will isolate yourself from everybody and says, I don't want to, I'm not talking to anybody. I'm not saying anything to anybody. But the whole notion of rejection, You got to realize that in some cases, in some instances, they're not saying no to you. They may be absolutely saying no to themselves because they may not feel that they are worthy. They may not feel that they are up to doing what it is that you are offering them. Maybe they don't feel like they are able and capable. They don't see what you see in them. So sometimes what people will do is they will it's like, I will talk about myself first so you won't talk about me. I'll put myself down first so you won't put me down. I remember watching this movie. You remember the Tyler Perry movie where it said, "Why did I get married?" And one of the young ladies in the movie, she's sitting across from this gentleman and they're having a conversation. And she says to him, I'm just too fat and I just can't do this, that. And the other person, the guy sitting across the table from her says, "Why would you say something like that about yourself?" And her response was, "Well, if I say it about myself, then maybe nobody else will say it about me if I laugh at myself, if I make jokes about myself." And so sometimes people do that because they don't see their value, they don't see their worth. So they may say no to something that could possibly take them to that next place, that next space. And we might take it personal. So we've got to, first of all, acknowledge the fact that people are not always rejecting you because it's you, it may be them. Or maybe they are saying no because it's not time for them just yet. It may not be now. Hello, Ralph. How are you doing? Welcome. It may not be no to you forever. It might be just not now. Now is not the right time for them. Maybe what you're offering and maybe what you have is it's out of their reach right now and they want to be able to get there. Sometimes we'll never know why certain people say no, but we cannot take rejection personally. I remember one of the mentors that I she was teaching us about how to deal with rejection, and she held up this Q-tip. And when she held up the Q-tip, she says, "This Q-tip means quit taking it personal." Quit taking it personal. Because when people say no to you, that no may be that thing that gets you closer to the yes. And so when we look at the notion of rejection, face it head on. Acknowledge that it will happen. Hi, Sandra. How are you? Acknowledge that rejection is going to take place. And then reflect, how does it make you feel? What happened in that time? Acknowledge it. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging that. Just as you would acknowledge pain, as you would acknowledge that you're happy about something, acknowledge that you're angry about something, acknowledge it. Let it know, I see it happen. I'm feeling this way, whatever it is, fill in that blank. And I was just talking with a friend of mine, and she said, and I so agree with her, that I've heard lately that people are saying, "I feel some kind of way." And I always wanted to know, well, what does some kind of way mean? What is it that you're actually feeling? I want to know, what do you feel? What does that mean? If you're feeling rejected, acknowledge that. And then seek out the opportunities where rejection may occur. And what do I mean by that? See that there, if you put yourself out there enough, and if you're in the company of it enough, you realize that it's not, again, it's not you that they're rejecting. It's not you. Unless the things that you are doing are repelling people from you, then yeah, people are going to be walking away. If every time they see you, you're complaining, every time they see you, you have something negative to say, people are going to reject that because they don't want that in their space. But you acknowledge that, look and see what are the things that are happening around you. Embrace it, then learn from the experience and focus on personal growth. So here are your questions, and I'm almost done. Like I told you, we're not going to be more than 15 minutes a day. Here are your questions. Here are the things I want you to be thinking about. And in the comments, I would love for you, and in the chat, I would love for you to talk about these things in the chat. Let's have a conversation about these things in this chat. And I'd like to know what you're feeling and where you are. So here's the two questions that I would love for you to ponder, and then I'd love to see you write in the chat where you are with this. So here's the two questions. How has the fear of rejection affected your willingness to take risks and pursue your goals? That's question number one. And then question number two is, can you recall a past experience of rejection that taught you valuable lessons or led to unexpected opportunities? Those are your two questions. Those are your two questions I want you to be thinking about. I want you to be thinking about those. What's going on? I'm going to go put these in the chat for you so that you can, here we go. I'm going to put the questions in the chat. There you go. And I want you to be thinking about these questions. I'll put them over here. There you go. Once again, how has the fear of rejection affected your willingness to take risks and pursue your goals? And can you recall a past experience of rejection that taught you a valuable lesson or lessons or led to unexpected opportunities? There will be some unexpected opportunities that take place. I'd love for you to think about those questions. Write your answers in the chat. I'd like to know, what are your thoughts? This whole notion of rejection can be a little daunting at times because no one likes to be rejected. Nobody really likes to be told no. It's a hard feeling. But if we learn to embrace it and understand the things behind it, what part did we play? Or was it us, period? Let's think about that. And I also want you to think about this. When Jesus walked this earth, he was despised and rejected of men. A man of sorrows, he was acquainted with grief. But surely he bore our sorrows. Jesus went to the cross. He paid a debt he didn't owe. We owed a debt we couldn't pay. He was rejected. How many times have we rejected him when he's asked us to do something and we may not have said no with our mouths, but by virtue of what we did, we rejected him. But what did we learn from that? When we came back and we repented and got it right, he showed us what he wanted for us was greater when we received it and when we carried it out. So think about where you are. What unexpected opportunities come out of rejection? We're going to be back tomorrow, day number 5, for this, the Goliath Within challenge. This one, I really want to hear what you have to say. Make it a great one. And we'll be back again tomorrow. Take it easy and enjoy your evening.